So hi everyone, thank you for joining this Monday morning. I'm glad that we're able to all get together, especially as it's the first day that everyone here has access to Copyleaks. So basically a little bit about us is we are a plagiarism detection software, but we really think of ourselves as a learning tool. So I understand that you all are part of the e-learning team, but I'm sure that every teacher, department, grade maybe has their own policy, or maybe there is a school-wide policy about how these kinds of tools are being used. But as a rule, most of the time we find that a lot of schools that are working with us are allowing students access to these similarity reports. That's what we call this report that I'm showing you. So essentially, every assignment that is being submitted through Canvas
Do you want me to stop
will.
sharing? I'm sorry. Are you
Oh, can
sorry?
everyone
I
can everyone see
might have
my
taken
screen?
it. Yes, I can see it. Sorry. I was looking at mine and I was sharing. You might have taken it back over. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah. I'm on now. All good. So when it comes to the assignments within Canvas, every assignment that's being submitted, again through the high school sub account, now that we've clarified that, will have what's called a similarity report. So the way I'm gonna kind of like take this time today is, first I want to show you the report, because this is where you'll probably have the most questions. And then the Canvas part is actually very easy. So what I want to do is explain the different things that you're going to be viewing, or in this case, the teachers and possibly the students. Okay, so this percentage right here is what we call the aggregate score, and it's taking the total comparison of all of these results. Okay, and results include anything from the internet, the Copyleaks internal database, which has millions of student assignments, and more public databases. Okay, this is where all of our results are coming from. So we're taking all of these results that we have found, and we're comparing it to the student assignment here. Okay, so that's how we get this percentage. And most of the time, what's going to happen is, hopefully, by the way, this number will be much lower. And students will, or in this case, teachers will probably want to view this first result. Hopefully, there will only be a few, and they're going to compare it to the student assignment. Okay, so this is a side-by-side view, and you'll see that we showed this percentage up top. This is how similar that result we found from the internet is to the student assignment. Okay, so let's just take a step back for a second. So you'll see that there are three different colors of similarity. So Copyleaks is able to identify similarity at different levels. So identical, of course, is exact word matches. Okay, this is where we'll find the majority of similarities. Next are minor changes. So this is, for example, if there was an S added at the end of the word, or maybe the tense was changed, it's very minor. And then we have paraphrase text. So this is where students sometimes are trying to get crafty, and maybe they're using a text spinner or other kinds of tools, and they're paraphrasing the text along with using normally identical text. So that's what you're going to find when you go into each identical or each result. You're going to find the different similarities here. Okay, if, for example, this is coming from a URL and the teacher wants to see what website it came from, they can always open the URL in a new tab. Okay, and to make things easier, you can also switch to text mode. So this just makes it like a very easy like word format to see the comparisons against one another. Okay, so this is a little bit about the results. Of course, we understand that every department, like I said, has their own rules. An English AP course might be different than a freshman English 101 course. So sometimes teachers might want to only look at the identical text. So to do that, again, you just hide these text levels, okay? And then you'll see that this percentage was altered. Okay, so let's go back here. And finally, this is what we call our sheet detection alert area. So you'll find if we scroll down to this paper that it appears that there's no plagiarism over here, okay? So when we go to see alerts, okay, it says that there's suspected character replacement. When I click preview, you'll find that in this paragraph, every word that had the letter O from the English alphabet was actually replaced with a foreign character. So this is one of the methods used for contract cheating. And it's not very common, but in the event that this happens, you'll find that there is this little see alerts area, and we just want you to be aware of that, especially if you're explaining to the teachers what they are seeing. Are there any questions about the report? I know I just shared a lot at once with no background to the platform, but this is going to be like your meat and potatoes of Copyleaks from the Canvas perspective. So any questions about this?
Nope. This is all from the view within Copyleaks website itself.
So this is one,
Or,
I'm giving you this report example from Copyleaks, but in a second, I'm going to show you from Canvas.
okay, all right.
It's just because this example shows you everything. That's why that's why I'm using it. But any questions about the report?
Yeah, pretty cool.
Okay, good to know. So, okay, so now we're here in Canvas. And once the tool is set up for each of the teachers, and this is, let's look at it right now, we're in the teacher view. What you're going to do is every time the students submit their essay and the due date has been reached, okay, in order for the teacher to see the reports, all they need to do is go to SpeedGrader. So we're going to go here and you'll find, so this is Scott, okay? Scott, this is the percentage of similarity that he received. So what you need to do is click on this percentage and it will open up the report for the teacher, okay? So it looks pretty similar to the report that I just showed you. It's a little bigger, I guess. And they'll be able to find the report. So it's pretty easy. What you'll notice up here is there are multiple submissions for this student, okay? So as I mentioned in the beginning, it's up to every teacher, again, unless there is some sort of specific policy for the department, for the school, whichever, every teacher has the ability to enable what we call draft submission. This means that if an assignment is due this Friday and draft submission is turned on, the student can submit as many versions as they want. So they can submit version 1 today and they'll find that they got 70% similarity and they know that their teacher is expecting everything to be less than 20. That means that they can see the report themselves, okay? The student can see it themselves. They can make changes to their essay to bring down that score. And then when they submit the next version, it will be the latest version that the teacher sees, okay? So this is something that most of the time we do encourage teachers to use this feature because we find that it helps students really just avoid accidental plagiarism because that's what we feel most of the time is really happening. But we also understand for certain courses that it's a one chance only submission. So this is how the draft submission and review area will look. But in general, this is always how you're going to view this percentage. You're going to see this number. This, by the way, this icon, normally it won't happen, but for a teacher, if they ever see this, let us know. But normally if a teacher has submitted something immediately, This just means that it takes some time for the essay to be scanned, that it takes like a few minutes for us to get back with the report. Okay. So any questions about this teacher view?
So Brooke, I do have a really quick question, unrelated, as I do the app integration. It brings me to a window about default settings, and it
Okay.
has, by default, it has two things checked. It has scan internet and scan internal databases.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of other options. Would you recommend just starting with those two and not checking any of the others?
Are you talking about the ignore settings?
Yeah, there's yes, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ignore settings. And then there's 2 enable safe search and enable cheat detection.
I would definitely enable cheat detection and safe search. As far as the references and quotes, that is something like maybe you can discuss with the department heads.
Okay.
In general, we do recommend always excluding those, because basically what it does is, if a student has correctly included a quotation, it means that we will not search against it. So I do recommend, but that's normally something that the teachers like to have say on.
Okay, so is this something that can be changed later? I think I saw where
Yeah,
it
of
could be
course, of
fixed.
course.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right. So I will just enable the safe search and the cheat detection and turn it on.
Cool. Okay. So any questions about this submission? Again, it is quite easy just because everything is built into Canvas, and all the teacher needs to do is click on this percentage if they have any doubt that maybe there was any, plagiarism, cheating at play. So this is fairly easy. What we will also share with you, or if James, I assume, will share, is this is what we have created. Here, let's go here. This is the LTI guides. Okay, so James is already working on this one through the admin. This is the instructor guide. So in order for you to enable this in the assignments, you'll follow this. It should only take a few minutes. And again, this is where you're going to decide, or the teacher will decide, if the draft submission is going to be enabled or not. So if it's shown immediately, this means that the students have access to that report. Okay. Never is the other option we see the most of, which means that they will not have access to that report. Okay. Any questions?
So from my end, my question would be, do they all need to just go ahead and create accounts
No.
or
No,
how
no, no.
or do I add them?
I mean, as long as everyone is in Canvas, they should have access to this.
Okay, so like including
Yeah.
the LTI,
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
guides section.
Correct. So just, you can share this link with them, like that guide that I shared with you.
Yep.
You can share it, this one, but no one else here besides you, James, needs a Copyleaks account. From here on
Okay.
out,
All right.
it's everyone is inside of Canvas as an instructor. So everything is like really just plug and play. It's really super simple.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? And by the way, I know that this is like our first time speaking, but generally what happens, like this is, like a pretty brief overview of the platform, but a lot of times we find that, 2-3 weeks later, a lot of teachers are starting to use it. And from there, they have questions. You will be more familiar with Copyleaks. You can reach out to me, or you can send it to James. And James can send the questions to me. But generally, we find it does take a few weeks for teachers to get like more acclimated. And I'm happy to do another review session again in a month, if that helps as well, before the finals hits. So no pressure if everything seems super easy today and then something is confusing a little later.
Well, I know the teachers, one of the high school teachers and the head of the department was asking me like, hey, when it'll be ready so we can start to use it for this assignment.
Mhm.
So I'm sure they'll use it soon and we'll get some feedback and can go from
Awesome.
there.
Okay. Great, great. Generally, as long as you're working with the framework, it's very, very easy. Like once they see that, this percentage here, they normally know what they're doing. It's just pointing out to them that this is how they find the report, that they have to click on this, and everything else is pretty understandable. Great. So anything else?
Not that I can think of. I mean, I knew it was going to be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it is, it is. So, but sometimes there's always one, but I'll take it as a good sign. And just feel free to reach out with any questions. Again, I'm sure that over the next few weeks, teachers will have questions, forward them my way. And I'll be happy to answer.
All right, sounds good. I think we're good then. I think I got it integrated correctly at the high school level, so we should be good then
That was quick.
because there are less than 600 students. So
Perfect, perfect. Okay, good to hear. So I'll also share this recording, and then we'll take it from there. You guys have a great week, a good start to the week, and I hope to hear only good things.